Hi guys, welcome back. Steve Calclash Fitness. Today I'm going to be reviewing Vibram FiveFingers, specifically the Bikila model. Now, the first thing that really pisses me off when I normally log on to YouTube and have a look at what's out there for the Bikilas is that people are reviewing them. They've run maybe 5-10 miles. A few reviews I've seen have actually still got the tags. They're new. How can you review a product that you've run only a few miles in? I've run well over 500 miles over 2 pairs of Bikilas. As you can see from the wear and the gaffer tape, this was my original pair. This pair did just under 400 miles. I've done over 100 miles in my new pair. As you can probably imagine from the amount of miles that I've done in these shoes, absolutely love them. Phenomenal running shoe, and for me it's the only shoe to be training in on a day-to-day basis. Now, what I hope to do here is sort of bust some of the preconceived conceptions, incorrect conceptions that people have about running in such minimalist trainers, and give you my advice and opinions on why you should be running in these. Now, the first thing I think that people are always shocked about is the fact that there's absolutely no padding, no heel to speak of whatsoever. People come to me and they say, Steve, how can you possibly run in these? It must completely shatter and blow the shit out of your legs. It's just so not true. It is not true. Guys, if anyone that's out there thinking about buying these trainers and that is a concern for them, put that out of your mind. It is not an issue. You will, when running in these and running properly, you will never have experienced such a smooth and soft and comfortable ride. The reason for that is that you're actually running as nature has intended you to run. So instead of in normal trainers with a big heel padding, you'll be landing with your weight out in front of you, and your heel will land first and sort of roll forward, which allows your foot to then move inwards and outwards, which is no good. When you land on your heel, padding or not, all the force is absorbed through your ankle bones, up through the front of your shin bones, causing shin splints, through the front of your knee, and then it goes back through your leg bone up into your hip, completely screws your hip joint, and also sends a load of vibrations up your spine and your back. Totally no good. And I challenge anyone to switch on the Olympics or any athletics event. Have a look at some of the long distance runners. You show me someone that's running in a highly padded, high heeled running shoe, running with a heel out in front of them and pushing back. They're just not going to do it. If you were gonna, I liken it to, if you're entering a running event, or normal people, they'll enter a running event, they'll go out, buy a pair of trainers and just start smashing the tarmac, smashing the asphalt, smashing the trails, whatever. Technique is completely disregarded. It's thrown out the window, because running, everyone can do that, right? You don't need to worry about technique for running. Everyone can do running. Completely wrong. You wouldn't sign up for a boxing match, buy a pair of boxing gloves and a punch bag and just start, just hitting it like this, and then turn up to your fight, would you? You would turn up to classes or whatever. You would learn the technique. You would learn how to throw the punches. Exactly the same with running. If you decide just to go out and buy one of these ridiculously padded pairs of trainers and start smashing the tarmac, guys, it's going to be game over for you pretty soon. Your running career is going to be pretty short-lived. What you need to do is buy a pair of Vibrams, and you need to learn how to run in them. So you run on your forefoot with your weight directly under your body, and what happens there is that all the muscles and bones and tendons in your foot and ankle, calf muscle, that are actually designed for this purpose, that people generally don't use it for, is all the shock is absorbed through those bones, through those tendons and ligaments that are designed for that absorption. And what it does, it actually transfers that energy straight directly back and propels you along. So it feels so cushioned and so comfortable when you actually run properly, and that force is absorbed, and the force is pushed backwards, helping you to run faster, more efficiently, and for longer. You will not believe the difference when you start running in these. Okay, so the main thing for me is that if you're running a heel striking pair of shoes, your cadence is slow, you're landing out in front of you, you're smashing all this force up through your joints. With Bikilas, you've got high cadence, the energy is being transferred straight from strike back out pushing you forward, and away you go. The first time you start running in these is going to be it's going to be a liberating experience, but it's not going to be a very long experience. I wouldn't recommend running more than a mile the first time you go out in a pair of these. Reason being, when you've been running in heel striker trainers with your wrong technique, the muscles that are actually designed to run, the muscles that are designed for running, so it's all a pushing back motion and an absorption motion, completely hypertrophied over the years. You haven't been using them, therefore you're going to have to build those muscles, build those ligaments up slowly. So you take it slow for the first couple of weeks, 1 mile, building up to 2 miles, building up to 3 miles, leaving yourself rest, plenty of stretching, plenty of massaging, until you get to the point where one day you'll put on your pair of Bikilas and you will just run, and it will feel fantastic, it will feel natural, and you will just run and run and run. You won't have a need for an iPod or anything like that. You'll be feeling your way through the ground, and it will just feel like such an amazing experience. There's really nothing that I can say to do these trainers justice, guys. It's just something that I need to recommend to you. If you want injury-free training, if you want enjoyable training, if you want to just go out there time and time again running, you know, whether it's 5k, 10k, half marathon, full marathon, you know, distance isn't a problem, speed isn't a problem, your technique will be sorted. These are the trainers for any sort of race, any distance, any speed. These are the trainers for you. I've run these in all weathers, so obviously I live in the UK, so we have a pretty variable climate. So during the summer I'm running in these in the baking heat, and I've run abroad in these as well. You will have to allow time for the skin on the bottom of your foot to harden up a little bit, so be prepared for blisters. But these perform absolutely fantastic in the heat. In the rain, again, not a problem. They don't have a great deal of padding, but they do have padding, more than enough to run in the rain. And trust me, living in England, I know all about running in the rain. So currently tipping it down at the minute. No problem at all for these. The only weather I did struggle with was running in the winter when we had thick snow. It wasn't too bad, to be honest. You know, yeah, my feet got cold and wet, but after maybe 5-10 minutes you tend not to notice that. So if you're running in thick snow, apart from you having a cold foot, didn't find that a problem. The only issue I did have was running in ice and really compact snow, because there isn't much grip. Not ideal for that, and I did feel that my technique wasn't what it should be running with these in the snow. So what I'll probably do this year, we're due to have snow most likely in about 2 months. I'll buy a pair of running spikes, which my friend recommended, which again have no padding to speak of, but they will have a few spikes to grip into the snow. Okay, and my final point on the Vibrams is your perception of the ground itself. So for me, if I ever go back to sort of more normal trainers, again, I'd never run in a heel striker, but if I go back to a sort of more traditional pair of trainers, I feel the perception of the ground is a lot less, because of the flexibility and the fact that you've got your individual toes. With the Vibram, everything that you tread on, you can feel, and all the nerve endings and bones in your foot is sending signals back to your brain, instantly telling you what's going on the ground. So if I go out in a normal pair of trainers, if I hit a stone or hit on the edge of a curb and my ankle goes to the side, I've got absolutely no chance of stopping it, because I'm getting no signals to my brain telling me, okay, your ankle's about to go over, do something about it. In the Vibrams, as soon as I can feel instantly if my foot's about to turn over, and I can adjust for that. And what that does is helps to stop you turning your ankle. So no more twisted ankles, no issues like that, which might sound like a small benefit, but actually once you start running in these and go back to normal trainers, you'll really appreciate that. So in summary, for me, these are a shoe for any distance, any speed, whether you're looking at 5k, 10k, half marathon, full marathon, ultra marathon, whatever it might be. This is the trainer for you. You can run fast, slow, you know, jogging, sprinting. Don't listen to anyone's opinions unless they've run a lot in them. Like me, I've run over 500 miles in these. I've loved every single minute of every single mile. These are the trainers to either get you back into running, to start enjoying running again, to have an injury-free experience. You know, put your faith in these shoes, go out, buy a pair. The one thing I'd say about sizing is that my first pair was slightly too big, and because they were too big, I was having to pull the toes real tight, and what that did was meant that the toe was actually dragging along the floor a lot, which resulted in them wearing out. So get fitted up properly. They're supposed to be quite snug. Don't buy a pair that's too loose. Get out there, start putting the miles in. Let me know what you think. Comments below as usual. Subscribe. Let's keep this train rolling. Go out there and enjoy some running in your Vibrams. Okay guys.